Hello, hi, morning, it's G. So this is a quick one. I am going to the dentist today. I've been dreading it and I've already moved the appointment twice. I am getting my filling refilled. Oh, is that my boss? No, it's not. My old boss. And I'm dreading it. It's in about 5 minutes. And I'm waiting for as long as possible to go in. This is a quick message because I finally launched something yesterday. I know it was just a coming soon announcement, but it was still a big deal for me. And I was petrified. Actually, I wasn't. Let me be honest. I wasn't. I was very calm about it. But yeah, my unicorn made me do it. And I'm so glad she did. I hope she's proud of herself and of me. And even though it was just a coming soon, it was still a big deal because then now there's a lot of work I need to do. Well, I've already started the work anyway, so it's not like it's, And also I had to make a really hard decision to park the media, the return to media, the shadowing for now, because one thing that all my mentors have mentioned is focus. I need to learn to focus on something and just put my all into it. And after my meeting with the business mentor, I not only have I only have a very short, I don't say attention span, but actually my business mentor helped me to realize that I don't need too much. I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm going to try and focus on doing that and leave everything else. That's the plan. Yeah, so I will do a longer video when I can speak again, because actually it might be fun to record something when my mouth isn't working and I don't have a mic. So anyway, that's it for now. Bye. Hello. I've had my dentist appointment. I think my mouth is working. And yes, I got 2 stickers. He gave me what he calls the gay Superman. No, the gay Spider-Man. So, whilst I remember, how do you check someone that says, oh yeah, and I bought Greg's for later. How do you check someone that says some problematic things, but he's all up in your mouth? So my dentist, the one that is my designated dentist at the surgery, he says some very sexist things and homophobic things. Now, he says it in a way that can be classified by general public as banter. So, but, and also when he's telling me off or whatever, he calls me a woman, which I detest. But I know he says in a joking manner. But then there's other things that he'd say, oh, but for a woman, you're supposed to blah, blah, blah. And he's done this over the years that I've known him. I see him twice a year, so. And I don't ever remember how problematic he is until I'm with him. And sometimes he says those problematic things when I'm with the kids and I'm with him. So obviously I can't check him then. So how do you check someone that is saying all these things in a way that they get the message? I don't care if it's offended or not, because what he says is borderline offensive. Actually, no, sometimes it's straight up offensive. Oh, my head. And this part of my face is numb, so I can't really, you know. The injection wasn't that bad actually, which is the bit I was dreading. But he told me this afterwards. When you're doing filling on the top teeth, which I haven't really done for years, they can now isolate the tooth they're trying to work on, so they don't numb your whole gum, the top one. But when they're doing anything on the bottom jaw, they have to numb the whole bottom jaw, or that whole side, apparently. Oh my goodness, I feel like a woodpecker's been inside my brain. And I was gonna say sauce. The thing inside the whatever the numbing thing is disgusting. It tastes absolutely disgusting. And I said, why can't they make it taste better? And he said they can't add flavoring to something that they're injecting into your body. Which I dispute, but okay. I would even pay extra to have a nicer tasting thing. What else did I say? Yeah, so any suggestions would be welcome. How do you check somebody that says problematic things? And it's like the time I sat with some aunties years ago, Nigerian aunties that have been here for over 20 years in this country, and they were saying some very racist things. And I'm like, first of all, how are you going to talk about other human beings like this? That's my thing. Number two, how can you live in a country that you're now slagging off the predominant race in the country like they're all the same? And if that was done to you, you'd be like, oh, it's racist. Anyway, you cannot park here, man. But okay, you can park there. What else do I want to say? Why have you parked here? This is not parking. This is a road. Anyway, I think that's all I have for now. I can't eat or drink for half an hour. But I'm going to... People are just parking anyhow in this place. Anyhow. I'm going to... While I've got time, I'm going to... I'm going to somewhere. I can't think. Oh yeah. I'm going to my other dentist, the cosmetic one, to get a quote for the bits that Jerry knocked out. Now, I noticed when I film, I don't know if it's my eyes, but when I film, this thing makes my teeth look yellow. My teeth are not yellow. My teeth are white, like natural white. So I don't like that it looks yellow here. It's not yellow. My teeth are very white compared to, not like white, not like Ross Geller white. What else do I want to talk about? Anyway, I'm gonna go to the other place and then I'll probably film something else. So at least this whole vlogcast is about the dentist. Okay, and I thought it would be fun to film while my mouth was numb, but it's not that bad actually. I can't feel here. So, but yeah, it's ow. But yeah, it's okay. All right, I'll be back in a bit. So, it's been hours since I filmed part 2. So this is the final part, and I'm glad that I actually watched the other 2 parts that I'd merged together of this video before I posted to YouTube, because I was about to just post to YouTube. But I have this thing where I do... Just lock my door. I have this thing where I do try to, where I can, watch what I've recorded before I post, so that if anything happens, either I've said something I shouldn't have or whatever, I'm a bit cognizant of what I said. So so I did go to the to the other cosmetic dentist. Yes, I still have my sticker on. Superman. Not Superman. Spider-Man. They're all the same to me. Marvel people. Is it Marvel? Marvel people, don't come for me. I don't know the difference. They're all men in tight clothes and pants. So I went there and I've got a booking for, I think, Thursday. Free for them to give me a quote on how much it will cost to get this done. But also, I remember when I did my composite bonding with the dentist years ago, I had a chip on, I think, this one, and she did it for free. So I hope she do this one for free as well. The receptionist said because it's so tiny, she might just do it then and there for free. So fingers crossed, that's what happens. I've done my nails. I wanted some sort of teal color. This is how Oksana makes me pose when she wants to take pictures. She didn't take pictures today. I'm offended. But yeah. So she puts lots of rings on me and then I have to pose like this. So yeah, and I had to cut them shorter because I don't know how the young people do it with all the talons or whatever. But yeah, this is, it feels nice and I feel more human. So I've done my nails. I'm going home. But one thing I wanted to say was there was a song that my business mentor sent to me. I've got many different mentors, but my business one, I think he's the only male mentor I have currently. There was a song he sent to me to listen to yesterday after I told him I'd done my broadcast of what I was launching, like my coming soon, which to me was the launch announcements. To me. Because that was a big deal. I had to lie down afterwards. And so he sent me the song, and I knew the song. It was Alessia Cara's Scars to You're Beautiful. And I think he said something like, my journey just made him remember that song. And he sent it to me. And when he sent it yesterday, I remember saying, I'm not going to listen to this tonight because I know it's going to make me cry if I remember the song well enough, like the lyrics. And so I listened to it when I was going to get my nails done because I was driving. I was already pissed off with the pain from the toothache and the way the dentist was, which I think I spoke about in part 2. He's just, I need to change my dentist, or I need to check him in a way where he then doesn't. It's hard to check grown men sometimes. That feel like they're doing you a favor even though you're paying for it. So I don't know. So anyway, so I was still pissed off from that, and I was in pain, and I think I was hungry as well. So anyway, I had all the right conditions for me not to get emotional. So the first thing I did was, because I hadn't heard the song in a long time, and every time I listen to music, I listen to the instrumental first, like the track. And I listened to a couple of the words of the lyrics, and then I listened to it a second time with the words, and I listened to the words properly. And there were so many things in there, and I think, I know for sure I would have mentioned to my business mentor that I resonate a lot with music in terms of messages and messaging. And I have people that always send me music that they know would convey more to me than words could, like just normal words. So I must have mentioned that to him because he got it bang on. And just please, if you can, listen to Alessia Cara's Scars to You're Beautiful. It's not a new song, it's quite old. And I think he was ahead of his time for how old she was when she sang that song. I don't know if she wrote it, but she's one of my favorite artists. I follow her on Spotify. I loved all the stuff she did with, I think, Zed. She did all that EDM. Is it EDM? All that electro, whatever. But I love her voice. And she was a regular teenager. She dressed like a regular to me. None of this, you know, sexy, whatever. Can we say sexy on YouTube? Anyway. What else? Yeah. So I listened to that, and then I went to do my nails with the beautiful Oksana. And Oksana used to work in I met Oksana while I was pregnant with my daughter, and she worked in a beauty salon. And she did the best pedicure I've ever had outside of Nigeria. And my Nigerian beauty technician from years ago. So I was like, I'm keeping you because you know what to do with my feet. And so we were talking, whatever. So before she left, she did say to me that she was going to start her own business. So obviously, I'm like, yeah, I'm coming with you. I'm not staying here. And so we've been together ever since. And she's one of those people that she's not just my beauty therapist. She's also a friend. I class her as a friend. We talk about more than just nails and what color I'm doing. And yeah, so we're more than just client, whatever. So I just said so obviously, and I was tired, I was in pain, and I didn't really want to talk, but she has a way of making me talk because she was like, okay, so what's been going on? Like, what are you up to? Like, since is that rubbish? Did she just put rubbish on the floor? Maybe not. Anyway, I'm doing a bold watch. So she got me to talk, and it's one of those things when there's so much has happened. I'm like, can you go and watch my YouTube channel? She goes, I'm busy, I don't have time. You tell me what's going on. So I told her. And one thing with Oksana is, one thing I love about her is, she's one of those people that obviously, maybe because of the kind of job she does, she's very good at listening, as in, and picking out certain things that you say. And so, I talked on and off, and then I really got into and I spoke to her. And, I talked about launch my business. She's like, oh, she hasn't checked anything yet on her phone. So she doesn't know. So, and then as time went on, I decided to ask her, because while I was waiting at the dental surgery, I just Googled something. I saw, basically, I'm trying to get as much info from new business owners or people that went to do their own business of how they did it and what they wish they knew. All those kind of articles, I always take something from them. So there's one in particular that has to do with the business I'm launching, very similar, that I'm looking at, and I need to read it properly when I haven't finished reading it anyway. So and then I just said to her, like, tell me your business story, because Oksana works from home. She's converted pretty much her whole downstairs into her salon. She's got 2 rooms now. And I said, how did this start? And then so she told me about it. And first of all, I only found out not so long ago she used to be a personal trainer. And then today I found out she used to work in finance before that. But her passion was always beauty. And she learnt it on the side while she was doing her finance job. So we spoke for a long time. And I've said to her that when I have a proper setting, I do want her to kind of go over the story again so we can actually share with other people that want to do it, that this is how I did it. Not in a quick bullet point, I did this, not in a TikTok fashion. Like something a bit more long form, because you all know I like long form. And one thing she said to me that is the main thing I'm trying to share in this video was, she said she started from when she knew she wanted to do this, and when that seed was planted in her, a good 2 years before she even thought about launching anything on her own, 2 years before, she started living it in her manifestation. She started, like, she'll wake up and she'll be like, okay, so today I've got a client doing this, I've got another client doing that, and blah, blah. So that's how she started thinking. And I was like, okay. And if that really, she then told me the rest of the story. But that's the bit I was like, and I told her at the end, I said, if I take nothing else from today, that's the one thing. So she's like, before she bought anything and all she wanted was 1 room. She knew she didn't want to think too big to dissuade her from what she wanted to do. So she was like, all she pictured was one room, and the first day was the client, what am I doing today? And in this one room. And now she's got 2 rooms, you know. So, and she's been doing this since, when did Oksana go independent? Maybe a year and a half or 2, I don't know anymore. But, and so she had that. And then on the flip side, she started paying attention to why she wanted to do it. And it's because where she was working, she felt it wasn't being done properly. She felt the customers were not getting what they deserved, which was, and I think apparently when you work in the beauty salon or this particular one, you have a time by which you have to complete everything. So if you're doing a pedicure, you have to do it in an hour. If you did it, and she's like, an hour is not enough because different clients have different, you know, needs. But I think for them, there was the number of clients you had to see every day or something. And the managers were terrible. The way she felt they treated the customers wasn't very good. They didn't treat the staff good or whatever. So these were all the things. So she knew why she wanted to do it. Apart from having just the passion for it. It's like people that go on X Factor and think they can sing because they have the passion for it, but they can't actually sing. She can actually do this. And I remember once she did my feet for the first time, I was like, nobody else is touching these feet at this salon. It has to be her. So I always wanted her. And she goes, lots of people are like that. So she already knew why she wanted to do it. She had the passion for it, and then she started envisioning herself doing it. Like, what would a typical day be? And daydreaming is something I'm starting to learn how to do. I think I prefer the word daydreaming to manifesting. I think, I don't know, it is interchangeable. So she used to do a lot of daydreaming, and then she wanted to just start with just one room, and to provide for her clients. And then the more people kept asking for her specifically to do their beauty treatments, the more she got that validation that, yes, I'm on the right track. This is what I should be doing. And her passion came through. So she watered that seed. She did all the relevant courses she needed to be the best she could be. She had the passion for it, the genuine passion for it. She saw where she could be different from anybody else or where she was working at the time. And she got the validation from people that, like, you know, and I was one of those, because I remember when she started, when she launched her own, and she was going, oh my God, what if I'm not really good? What if I'm not as good as I think I am? And she had all these doubts. And I remember I ordered like a little plaque from Etsy that said, the best beautician in the world, or something like that. And I sent it to her. And she didn't know for a few weeks that it was me that sent it to her. And the only reason I told her was because she kept badgering me and telling me the story over. I said, okay, fine, it was me, you know. Because I think sometimes, and again, this was what came up in Alessia Cara's song, sometimes you need to be the mirror for somebody else to see them, to see, you know how people say sometimes they wish you could see how they see you, because I say that all the time. And so it was just amazing to talk to her and listen to her story, and she said lots of other things. And then the final thing she said was support. She had support because she quit her job. She wasn't made redundant, or she didn't get fired. She quit her job because it was severely affecting her mental health, and so she chose herself. And the support she had was from her partner, who said, I know you have this dream to do this, to go independent. You have my 100% support. And it's like, don't you worry about the bills. Financially, I can cover us until you get on your feet, which I thought was so amazing. And I think there's a lot of people, men and women, that what stops them from doing things, apart from fear, because she told me about the fears as well that she faced initially, that she allowed to kind of embed themselves in her, that kind of sort of delayed her doing it a little bit. But she also believes that these things had to happen for her to be where she is now. And but yeah, there's fears, and then there's lack of support. Lack of support stops a lot of people doing what they really purpose to be doing. But apart from support can come good and bad, or good and other. So good in terms of financially, time, blah blah blah, but bad or other in terms of if you're not good at something, you need enough true friends or people that love you around you that would tell you you're not good at it. So that's that one. And so yeah, I can't wait to do like an in-depth chat with her, because I told her I wanted to be looking glam, and we can talk properly and have a coffee or a cocktail or something, just really talk. So that's one of my plans that I have. But it's been a great day. I'm going home to eat now, and like a proper meal, not just Greg's, because all I've had is Greg's. I had a steak slice and a vegan sausage roll, because my unicorn said it was nice. It was all right. And then I'm going to start working on my business plan, like properly. But yeah, this video is already longer than what I planned for it to be, so apologies, but it was very important. And now that I've got my mouth back, you can see all that came out of it. So to end this video, to wrap this up, I just want to say, if you are considering doing something, just remember all the tips I've outlined, which for once I'm actually going to sit down and write out in the description everything I've talked about, like bullet points, so it's easier for you to read in the description box below, as they say on YouTube. But on that note, thank you. I look really tired, and I think my skin is dry here, and this arrived today. Okay, so thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Toodle pips. That's posh for bye-bye. Bye.